NAC Breda, formed in 1912 when two local clubs merged, creating one of the largest, if not the largest name in football. Never give up, always persevere, pleasant for its entertainment and useful for its relaxation combination. I think we'll go with NAC. In the south part of the Netherlands, near the border of Belgium, we find NAC Breda currently playing at Radverley Stadium with only two major trophies in the cabinet, an Eredivisie title in 1921 and a Dutch Cup in 1973. I think it's time we add more to this. This is the rise of a giant. Before we get into today's episode, why don't you go and leave a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment down below. Well, my dudes, the rise of a giant is back. Last year, we done KV Mechelen. If you missed that save and this is your first time joining us here, be aware. I'm going to mispronounce the names. I don't really know this football club. I don't know the players. I'm not Dutch. It's not a language that I know. So apologies ahead of time. But a little bit of rules about the save. We can sign any Dutch players we want to. Any foreign players we sign, though, has to be able to become homegrown. And a thing that I'm adding to this save, because in the past, I think it was 2016, NAC Breda had a loan affiliate, or they had an affiliate with Man City where that Man City would send some youngsters and train here. I think we're going to bring that back for this season. It might be something we do in the future depending on the clubs that we go to. This is kind of a club basis thing, so expect that. I'm thinking under 21 players. Those are the guys that we can loan in, but I don't expect there to be a ton of those guys. We might bring 2, 3 max whenever, but I would like it to be from our parent club. So I don't want to really rely on loans. I think that's a good thing. But we've got our club vision and expectations here. They want us to reach the playoffs this year. They want us to win promotion next year and then just maintain in the top flight in the Eredivisie. So that should be, I think we can do it. I mean, the squad right now, I've looked at them. It's very thin. There's like 20 players on the team, I think. So yeah, one player that I do want to get rid of, though, right off the bat is DJ Buffon here. He's earning like almost 18% of our salary. So, hey, you're going to be out of here. We don't want that on this team. That's a little bit too much money. And speaking of money, let's go ahead and take a look at that as well. We have a little bit of transfer budget that we can work with. Not a ton, but a little bit. And payroll is pretty damn tight, isn't it? We don't have a penny to spend there, but we do have a pretty good overall bank balance. I want to see if we got any loans. We don't have any loans, so that's good news. We've got to create a tactic. The dynamics of the club is terrible right now. The cohesion's awful. The atmosphere is awful. We got to get that solved. Let's take a look at the club. Our captain is our goalkeeper, Olij, I'm going to say. Suntjens is our vice captain. Our key player is Hay, and hot prospect is Omar Macao. He's a 2-star player, 3.5-star, 4.5-star potential player. See what he looks like. He's got some pretty good attributes right off the bat. He's kind of short for a center back for us, but he is only 16, so there is some room for growth for him. And yeah, I'm excited about that. Let's take a look at these other guys. The captain, the goalkeeper, looks pretty good for this level. 3.5-star player, 4-star potential. Excited to have him in goal for us. Our vice captain, Suntjens, a striking option. I know he's a little bit older at 32, 3.5-star player, 3.5-star potential, but really good target forward. 6'4", can get up in the air with a jumping reach of 16. His heading's pretty good as well with 15. Got a good work rate. You guys know that I like a good work rate, so expect to see a lot of Suntjens the first couple of seasons, especially with his contract. How long is his contract? So yeah, with his contract being that, expect to see a good bit of him. Time to take a look at the facilities, because this is kind of a youth academy thing. I mean, not really. It's a homegrown, but if you watch the KV Mechelen save, you guys know that we sign a lot of players around the age of 18, younger than that. So we've got to have some good youth facilities. So we'll be looking to upgrade those at some time this save. Not right off the bat, obviously. We have great training facilities, average youth facilities. So we need to get that bumped up. Our junior coaching is adequate. So I want to get that bumped up as well as our recruitment, which is also adequate. Need to get that stuff bumped up. We're in a 19,000 seater stadium. So good news there. It's not an old stadium either. So It's pretty good. But yeah, we've got to get the youth stuff built up, because I think what we might even do in this save a little bit more than what we did in KV Mechlin is we might rely a little bit more on our homegrown or our players, our youth prospects that come into the club, instead of just signing a bunch of foreign players and training them in the nation. But hey, there's going to be a lot of that too. I'm expecting a lot of signings. That's what we done in KV Mechlin, and it was a blast. Let's take a look at our staff. I've done some work here. When I got here, we had 3 performance analysts, so I got that down to 2. I just basically cut the one on the highest salary. We had 6 physios. I went ahead and dropped a bunch of those, a lot of them on the highest salary, and then one of them that was a backup, or he was also a goalkeep coach, but wasn't really a good one. Our coaching staff looks pretty solid for this level. I'm honestly thinking about adding just a coach instead of a goalkeeping coach, because at this level, I would rather have that, because we've only got, 2 goalkeeps on the team. Let's go ahead and add something that we can use. So we're going to go ahead and place an advert for a coach, get him in. Do I have an assistant coach? I do have an assistant coach. Coach Hans Visor here looks to be a pretty damn good assistant coach, so maybe he sticks with us throughout the save. Excited about that. I like to have that. Yeah, it's what it is. We've got to add a lot of scouts, so we've only got 2. We can get 4. We need a chief scout. We need some recruitment analysts. So our recruitment team needs some work, and our medical staff, we need to add some sports science stuff. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and accept this. I haven't came up with a tactic yet. I really don't know what to do at this point. I need to go ahead and start searching for these guys. Start looking for us a general manager, or a director of football, a chief scout, a scout, and a recruitment analyst as well. I like to do it this way instead of actually searching for the staff. It just seems a little bit more realistic, doesn't it? And then sports science, we need to get that solved as well. If I can click the damn buttons. Good night. Here we go. There we go. So I've wrote down some of these players as well, and I kind of want to take a look at some of these guys that I've wrote down here, so we can see what we've got. I don't really know what we want to do tactically. We don't have a ton of strikers. I know that much. We don't have a ton of center backs as well, so I may have to do some transfer stuff right off the bat. If we can get rid of that guy on that huge contract, that would be ideal. But I don't know if we can do it. So up first, I want to talk about Mr. Tom Hay. He's really good. He's our key player, 4-star player, 4-star potential, central mid option. He can really play a little bit of everywhere. He's trained everywhere. He's not great at everything, but he's definitely a good player. I mean, he could be a wing player with as good of crossing as he has. I mean, he can really do it all. Excited to have him on the club. Up next, I think it's, where is he? Antonia, I think is how you'd say his name. 3.5-star player, 3.5-star potential right wing option that we have. Looks pretty solid. I mean, at some point when his contract expires, we won't re-sign him because he's probably not homegrown at club, is what I'm expecting. Yeah, well, hey, he is trained in nation, so he's one guy that we could definitely keep on the club. We've looked at Suntjens. We've looked at the goalkeep. What is this other one that I wrote down? Baker here. Where's Baker? Baker. He's a defensive mid option. He'll probably be a center back for us because, as I mentioned, we don't have a ton of center backs. Looking at him, we got Rosler here, who's Norwegian, right back, center back option, and he is not trained in nation. So at some point during the save, he will not be with us. And depending on when his contract actually expires, might be sooner rather than later. And then, I mean, we've just got some other guys. Did we not mention anybody? I mean, those was the guys that are expecting playing time. We got Dion Malone. He's going to be a center back for us as well because we just don't have many of them. He's a pretty good player. Roy here, right wing or left wing option that can play on the right hand side as well. Really good talent at 3.5-star, 4.5-star potential, 20-year-old Dutch-born player. Expect to see him a lot as well in this save, especially as it goes along. Bilotti here, left wing option, can play up top as well. May play him up top some, because I kind of would like to play Roy on the left, Bilotti up top, maybe alongside Suntjens. If we can find another striker or two, that would be probably what I go with. We've looked at him. Rutan here is a left or right back, can play left back as well. Really solid player. Like him a lot. 28-year-old. Expect to see him. And then, yeah, that's what we've got on the first team. I do want to take a look at the second team because I know there is one player that I want to go ahead and add to the club. Where is it? Training. take control. And hey, bud, I got faith in Hans. He can take over the training for us. I think he can do a good job. So let's look at our reserve team. I know I want to call up Kosaya here. He's a striking option for us. A pretty big lad at 6'2". Can kind of be the backup to Suntjens is what I'm thinking. Go ahead and move you up to the senior squad. Is there anybody else? We've got this guy right here, Vanacker here. Kind of a right wing center mid option. I mean, it wouldn't hurt, would it? Sorry about the random cut. Had a late phone call, so it was kind of odd. But yeah, Vanacker here. He's kind of an odd little player, and he's a center or right wing option. Can play as a center mid for us. I don't expect to call him up on the first team. And Sabir, we're going to call him just Sabir. He's a 2.5-star player, 4-star potential center mid option. Depending on how deep we are at center mid, he may be coming up as well. I don't know. I really just don't know how deep the team is. Kevin Silva here, 2-star player, 4-star potential left wing option. Not really feeling that. What about you? Because hey, bud, you got to get a little bit taller than that. Yikes! Not going to be bringing you up either. That's rough. So let's look at center backs because I know we need one. We got this guy, 6'2", 2-star player, 4-star potential. I mean, I'm going to go ahead and call him up to the first team just because of his height. Seems to be a decent-sized kid. Kneeling here. I think he deserves to sit on the team a little bit longer. Let's take a look at the under-18s. We got a 5-star potential guy right here. Left wing option. Up top as well. Okay, we'll have to keep an eye on him because I think he might actually become something for us in the future. Only 16 years old, so not going to see a ton of him right now. But as I mentioned, guys, we've got to do some work. We don't have many center backs. We got the guy we just called up. We got Rosalier. We got Dion Malone. Danny Baker can play there as well. This guy can play there. He's not really good, is he? A 2-star player, 3-star potential. He's got some decent attributes, though, so he may actually stick with the squad and get some playing time as well. Kind of a third choice, maybe, is what I'm thinking for him. But yeah, that's it on that. And we mentioned center mids. It looks like we've got a decent amount of them here. We've got Azagari. Wow, I am excited about this kid. A 2.5-star player, 5-star potential. Looks really solid. I'm excited about him. But I'm going to take a look at the team, look at the tactic. See what we need to do. See if we need to do any transfers, if we can get anybody in. And before we head out for the break, let us go ahead and ask, as we mentioned it before, we want to add a senior affiliate so we can hopefully get some guys in on loan. Okay, yeah, that's fine, but the finances, okay, might be left behind, okay? Thought the board would be more ambitious. Okay, it's really important to me. Okay, I'm disappointed in that because that kind of throws that out of the window. We may bring in some loanees this year that obviously it's not going to be from a parent club because we don't have one at this point or a senior affiliate. I would really like to get a senior affiliate so we could bring that into this save. That would be fun. So that's a bit disappointing. But as I mentioned, I'm going to take a look at the squad, take a little bit of a deep dive and see exactly what we need, see if there's any interest in any of our players, and we'll be right back. Well, my dudes, the season is upon us. Up tomorrow, though, we're playing Venlo and Telstar in the league. Should be fun. As you can see, the payroll is a lot lower than what it originally was. It's no longer right at the limit, so we can actually do some stuff. And the reason why is because I released Buffon. I just let him go. We had to pay the the compensation fee to let him go, but that's fine. It took up most of our transfer budget, but I really didn't plan on spending a ton of money this off season. I did bring in some players, though. We mentioned that we was going to bring in some players on loan, and I brought in two. And unfortunately, because we wasn't able to get an affiliate club, I wasn't able to bring one in from a senior affiliate like I wanted to. So we've brought in two of them, as I mentioned, for Lucho from Red Bull Salzburg. He's a center back option for us, 3-star player, 5-star potential. Looks pretty solid, pretty big lad. I don't like his work rate, but it's a loan. I'm not 100% disappointed in it. I think he's going to be a really good player for us. And then our next loan, I brought in Timo Bornman from Dortmund, 3-star player, 5-star potential, striking option. We needed another one. Dortmund want him to be playing as a pressing forward, so that's probably what he'll be playing for us. And I'm excited about that. And I signed a youngster on a youth contract for us. He's a 2-star player, 4.5-star potential, right back option. Like I said, he's literally on a youth contract, so he may develop into something. He may not. He's 17 years old, so he does have some room for growth, and I'm excited about it. I think it's a good signing for us. expect a lot of those kind of signings this save, and I think it'll work out for us. But before we get into some other stuff, I want to try doing something. We noticed that our youth recruitment wasn't that good. I'm just going to go ahead and ask for all of this stuff to see if we can get anything in. I doubt we will, but we're going to certainly try. Improve the youth facilities. There's another one that I want to do, but I don't know. There it is right there. Increase the junior coaching budget. So maybe we get one of those in. That would be the perfect scenario for us. I also want to discuss, this is what we're probably going to be doing, playing a wing play system. It's nothing. I didn't even do anything. I just brought in the default. This is what we'll probably be doing for most of the first match, I think, maybe. I don't know for sure. I'll probably change up some of these roles, and then a 4-4-2 route 1 tactic. So maybe it works out for us. I'm not 100% sure. Let us take a look at the league. I haven't even looked at the league yet. Looking at the season preview, we have Hay in here. He's one of ours. We got Malone. He's one of ours. So we got 2 people in the media Dream 11, which is good news. I'm excited about that. And also, got us predicted to finish 2nd in the league. Do we get promoted in our first season here at NAC? I would really, really enjoy that. But before we get out, I can't even go. I was going to go forward and see if we get the stuff, the youth recruitment and the facilities and the junior coaching, but we're not going to be able to. I haven't picked a side for the first day, the first match, really. I'm expecting it to be really, really similar to this lineup right here. Maybe not Marshot, maybe the other guy, Maria there. Probably going wing play. I think we'll play, honestly, this tactic most of the matches. I've just brought this one in just in case we're playing a team that I think we might have trouble with. But yeah, I think we're looking pretty good. I would like to bring in some other players. I haven't done a huge dive, like I said, into the club to know what we need. That'll obviously come when we play in a couple of matches and me learning some of the players and what they're actually good at. But I am very excited about this save. I'm really excited about bringing back what we had at KV Mechlin. I really enjoyed that save so much that I bought a kit for him. And I wanted to buy a NAC Breda kit, but they don't sell them outside of Belgium and the Netherlands. So unfortunately, won't be getting one of those. But yeah, I'm excited about it. If you missed the KV Mechlin save, I think us starting this save at this time of the season of Football Manager 22, it's going to be huge for us because we didn't have enough time really to dive deep into the KV Mechlin. We got pretty far in the Europa League one time. We was pretty consistent on making the Champions League. Obviously, it's a little bit different. We started out in the top flight of Belgium football. This time, we're starting out in the 2nd tier of the Netherlands. So it will be difficult. I'm still not. We still don't have the staff sorted out. We've still got to get 2 more scouts, and I probably won't do anything with the technical director right now, just to save a little bit of money for the club. But yeah, once we get the scouts set up, you guys know where I'm going. We're going to go to Eastern Europe, start scouting there, and that's number 1 priority. Number 2 priority, I think we start scouting more in the Netherlands, looking for some hot prospects. Because I really, really think that would be a good idea, especially early on in the save, being in the 2nd tier. Maybe we could sell some players for big money in the future. And guys, I'm ready for tomorrow. Well, I know it's a bit of a shorter episode today, but it was just a first look at the club. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment down below. And as always, my dudes, thank you for watching.